Kazakhstan, a landlocked nation in Central Asia, stands a testament to the transformative power of demographic shifts. Throughout the tumultuous 20th and the early 21st centuries, Kazakhstan's demographic landscape has undergone a remarkable metamorphosis, shaped by historical events, government policies, and the aspiration of its people. Embarking on a journey through Kazakhstan's demographic narrative, we delve into the intricate tapestry of influxes, outfluxes, and the internal migrations that have defined the nation's evolving identity. The Soviet era 1922-1991 cast a profound impact on Kazakhstan demographics, leaving an indelible mark on the nation's ethnic composition. The Soviet regime's policies of Russification and industrialization aimed at integrating Kazakhstan into the Soviet economic and social system triggered a mass influx of ethnic Russians and other Slavic groups into Kazakhstan. These newcomers, seeking employment and opportunities in the newly developing industries, predominantly settled in urban areas, altering the demographic balance. Primary sources such as the Soviet census data in 1926 and 1959 provides compelling evidence of these demographic shifts. In 1926, Kazakhs constitute nearly 60% of Kazakhstan's population, a figure that reflected their traditional nomadic pastoralist lifestyle and a deep-rooted connection to the land. However, by 1959, the Kazakhs' share of the population has declined to 38%, a stark testament to the impact of Soviet policies. This demographic transformation had far-reaching consequences, influencing language, culture, and the overall social fabric of Kazakhstan. Problematic question: how did the Soviet-era's policies of Russification and industrialization impact Kazakhstan's ethnic composition and the social fabric? Impact of the policy of Russification and industrialization during the Soviet era on the ethnic composition and the social structure of Kazakhstan. The policy of Russification and industrialization pursued during the Soviet era had a profound and multifaceted impact on the ethnic composition and the social structure of Kazakhstan. The consequences of these policies are still being left today. Mass migration. The campaign to develop virgin lands in the 1915s stimulated large-scale resettlement of Soviet citizens, predominantly Russians and Ukrainians, to cultivate land in the modern steppe regions. This led to significant change in the demography of Kazakhstan, making Kazakhs minority in their country. Language and culture. Russian becomes the dominant language in government, education, and industry. The use of Kazakh language was curtailed, weakening cultural identity. The development of industry accelerated urbanization, attracting a diverse workforce from across the Soviet Union. This further dilated Kazakh dominance and created a more heterogeneous but also divided society. Social disorganization. The traditional nomadic pastoralist ways of life of the Kazakh were disputed by collectivization and the emphasis on industrial jobs. This led to social divisions and the loss of cultural heritage. Ethnic imbalance. The policy of Russification led to a reduction in the proportion of the Kazakh population. The influx of Slavic workers created a more heterogeneous but also more fragmented society. Social tensions. Rapid social and cultural changes caused tensions between Kazakhs and other ethnic groups. Traditional ways of life were jeopardized, leading to feeling of alienation among some Kazakhs. Kazakh nationalism. The erosion of Kazakh culture led to the rise of Kazakh nationalism after the collapse of the Soviet Union. Inter-ethnic tensions. Demographic shifts continue to influence Kazakhstan's politics and the social structure, requiring careful management of inter-ethnic relations. The impact of Soviet policies has been mixed. Not all Kazakhs were affected by Russification and industrialization. Some were able to take advantage of the opportunities that industrialization offered. However, overall, these policies had a negative impact on Kazakh culture and identity. Understanding this history is crucial in order to make sense of Kazakhs' contemporary ethnic and social landscape, assess the impact of the Soviet legacy on contemporary Kazakhs' identity, develop policies that promote inter-ethnic harmony and social cohesion. The dissolution of the Soviet Union in 1991 marked a new chapter in Kazakhstan's history, one that also brought about notable demographic shifts. Kazakhstan's independence ushered in a period of economic and social transformation, as the country sought to establish its own identity and navigate the challenges of a post-Soviet world. One of the most significant demographic trends of the post-Soviet era was the repatriation of ethnic Kazakhs from neighboring countries, particularly Mongolia and China. These repatriates, driven by a desire to return to their ancestral homeland and contribute to the development of the newly independent nation, sought to bolster the Kazakh population and strengthen Kazakh identity. Official Kazakh government reports on repatriation programs provide valuable insights into the demographic shifts. These reports document a steady increase in the Kazakh share of the population, reflecting the influx of Oromans. The 2009 census data further confirms this trend, indicating that Kazakhs accounted for around 67% of the population, compared to 30% of during the Soviet era. Conversely, economic hardship and the concern about ethnic tension led to the immigration of Russian and the other Slavic groups from Kazakhstan. Data from the Kazakh Ministry of Migration corroborates this trend, showcasing a relative decrease in the proportion of Russian and the other Slavic groups in the population.
The role of language and culture in Kazakhstan's identity. Language and culture have played a pivotal role in shaping Kazakhstan's identity throughout its history. Kazakh, a Turkish language, is the official language of the country and serves as a unifying force among the Kazakh people. The government has made significant effort to promote the use of Kazakhstan in education, media, and the public administration, recognizing its importance in preserving and strengthening Kazakh identity. Kazakhstan's rich cultural heritage encompasses a diverse range of tradition, music, art, and literature. The country is home to a variety of ethnic contributions. The government has actively supported the preservation and the promotion of these diverse cultures, fostering a sense of inclusion and tolerance. Problematic question: How have the repatriation of ethnic Kazakh and the immigrants of Russians and other Slavic groups shaped Kazakhstan's post-Soviet demographic landscape and national identity? Answer. Repatriation and immigration shaping Kazakhstan's post-Soviet identity. The dissolution of the Soviet Union triggered significant demographic shifts in Kazakhstan, impacting both its ethnic composition and national identity. Repatriation, boosting Kazakhstan population. Repatriation of ethnic Kazakhstan, increase of Kazakh share of the population, strengthening Kazakh identity. Oralman's arrival revitalized Kazakh language, culture, and traditions. Immigration, demographic shift. Immigration of Russians and other Slavic groups led to a relative increase in the Kazakh population. National identity debate. Immigration raised concerns about ethnic homogeneity and inherent harmony. Overall impact. Repatriation and immigration have reshaped Kazakhstan's demography, with Kazakh becomes a larger majority. This shift has fueled a national identity focused on Kazakh culture and language, while also highlighting the need for interethnic tolerance in the diverse society. Looking forward, Kazakhstan faces the challenge of balancing its growing Kazakh identity with fostering inclusivity for its diverse population. This will be crucial for ensuring a stable and prosperous future for the nation. However, the immigration of Russians and other Slavic groups has raised concerns about ethnic tensions and the potential for a more homogeneous Kazakh society. The government has sought to address these concerns by promoting interethnic harmony and tolerance. Conclusion: a dynamic demographic landscape shaped by history and resilience. Kazakhstan's democratic journey throughout the 20th and early 21st centuries has been a remarkable one, characterized by periods of rapid change, influx and outflow of populations, and the ongoing pursuit of national identity. From the early 20th century ethnic shifts to the post-Soviet era, repatriation and the immigration movement, Kazakhstan's demographics have reflected the nation's rich history, cultural diversity, and resilience in the face of change. As Kazakhstan moved forward, its democratic landscape will undoubtedly continue to evolve, shaped by the aspirations of its people and the opportunities and the challenges that lie ahead.